What's up, y'all? It's Poppin' Cracking It's Steve. About to react to this video by Omize. It's titled "The Duke Dennis Allegations Are Sad." A few people have told me to react to this. I don't know what's going on. Oh Lord, is he involved in some weird stuff? Let's see what's happening. Let's watch.
The apology is never gonna be as loud as the disrespect was.
Y'all can never let black men just be happy and successful. So for those of you that are not chronically online like I am, the scuttlebutt in the news of the week is that Duke Dennis has allegedly gotten a...
Wait!
Like I am, the scuttlebutt in the news of the week is that Duke...
Kai Cenat's friend Duke Dennis undercover allegedly impregnating a 15-year-old. Oh, y'all are trifling.
Dennis has allegedly gotten a minor pregnant. Shocker, right? Big shocker. Well, this story is years old, and it's already been debunked 50,000 times. To make a long and old story short, back in 2014, there was a woman that came out on Twitter tweeting about how she was a minor and she's pregnant by one of her followers, and then in the mention, she goes on to mention Duke Dennis, who at the time wasn't the Duke Dennis that we do know, but will become the Duke Dennis that we know today. Now, you're probably wondering,
Omar, if this is old news, why are you reporting on it today?
Well, the problem is that it keeps coming up. These false allegations keep resurfacing, and we need to get to the bottom as to why they keep resurfacing and why people even give out false allegations anyway. Now, Duke Dennis did a slight address of the situation this time because he's already addressed it 50 million times before. Now, Duke Dennis has already addressed this 3 years ago, and his explanation back then was really all anybody needed to move on with their lives because ultimately they didn't really care in the first place.
The only reason why I'm in this situation is because somebody killed my cousin, bro. And the dude who killed my cousin went to jail. His sister and his mama went to the police and said that I did something that I didn't do because they was trying to put me in jail because it was some animosity and some disrespect going on between my peoples and they peoples, bro. You know what I'm saying? Which is naturally understandable, bro. Your brother just your cousin. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of back and forth going on, a lot of social media dissing and beefing and things of that nature. And to this day, bro, Lord can strike me dead, but I don't have no problem, no bad feeling with the dude, my cousin. I forgive him. The girl who did this, you know what I'm saying, who went and did that, I forgive her. I went on about my life. You know what I'm saying? I got my record expunged. I was not guilty, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? And whole time I thought that I wasn't gonna have to visit this, but y'all see what came up. And that's what it is, bro.
The problem with false allegations like this when they go unchecked, though, is that people run with all these stories and run with all these lies, attach them together, and they give credibility to these smaller lies, which can compound to slander your name. Like this tweet about Duke Dennis being a child toucher who has 4 kids that he doesn't take care of is like many pieced together stories that only have any sort of validity or credibility because one false allegation didn't go unchecked for a certain amount of time. Nobody's squashing these things out, and ultimately they lead to your fan base switching up on you. But just like Sketch, Duke Dennis found out and continues to find out that there is no way to run from your past because for whatever reason, somebody always feels like they have to bring up situations from the past in which have already been discussed, discovered, and put to rest. I think the worst part about this situation and other situations like this where there is a past transgression that somebody is discovering is that they frame it in a way as if it's something new or there's new evidence. Now, I understand that 100% of the time, people are going to know your backstory. Duke Dennis, Kai Cenat, any other famous person in the world is going to continue to grow their fame and their celebrity.
What?
Their star power. And with that being said, new eyes are going to be brought to their platform and who they are. They will have to find out the lore. And so if in that discovery of the lore, the genesis and the backstory of your favorite content creator, you do realize that, oh, there is this secret dark past about them that needs to be brought into question, I think that's perfectly fine. Hey, no harm, no foul. I can't blame you for being ignorant. But there's a thing that certain media outlets do or certain platforms do is continuously bring up things that have been already disproven, debunked, and honestly dispelled as false allegations as if they were something new to the table. And the timing only seems to be right after a big moment happens in their lives or a big moment happens in somebody's lives that they're adjacent to. I don't think it's a coincidence that this situation was brought back up right at the end of Mafiathon, in which Kai Cenat and anybody adjacent to Kai Cenat had a lot of search and eyes on them. It's not a coincidence. But those that bring situations like this up as if they are new are terrible people. And they don't really realize realize, or maybe they do, false allegations can literally ruin people's whole careers. Now, in the same vein of this situation, I was scrolling and finding some tweets, and I came across somebody who was saying the most disgusting things about Kai Cenat in a skit that he had did with his former friend, or maybe current friend, Ron Suno. Now, I'm not going to depict the skit. It was a childish skit, and it was disgusting. It was Kai, Ron, and a young woman or a young person on a stairwell simulating acts. But what's nasty about it is this specific person who had tweeted this out about Kai Cenat framed it as if the person in question was drunk and Kai Cenat and Ron Suno took advantage of them. Now again, this is another situation that has been talked about numerous times, has a story out there, and it's been completely put to the side. But again,
who is digging this deep into these people's lives? This is pathetic. It is my job to react to these people and report on these people, and I don't even know, and I have thousands of videos, and I don't even know about this type of shit. Like, the fact that you are doing all this digging and looking at old skits and that's sad.
The end of Mafia Thought,
trying to analyze them
is at its biggest. It doesn't strike me as coincidence to say that somebody would try to slander the name again. You remember when the OF model tried to give the misunderstanding and misinterpretation that Kai Cenat was paying for her to commit sexual acts upon him, which ultimately didn't make sense because she was an OF content creator who was taking money for sex. So somebody paying for sex, I don't know how that's such a bad thing in the line of work that you do. It almost seems like you're insinuating that it's shameful to do this, but you're the one selling it. I don't know. But that whole situation backfired on her tenfold.
Wasn't he trying to sue her?
Weird ass shit.
Yeah, we already reacted to this child. I don't need to go back over.
Go to November.
I think he said he was trying to sue her. Was that somebody else?
Screenshot this, screenshot that. And ultimately, what it came down to is two grown people decided to do grown people things. But again, this is about the framing and the false allegations that surrounded it, because the way that the OF content creator made it seem like is that Kai Cenat did something that was wrong. Now, it might be something that's frowned upon from a certain subsection of people, because I know a lot of people were thinking, why, if you were so rich, would you pay?
I did a whole video about this. Why are you getting into
that?
I don't care about this.
At the end of the day, she was selling
a
product. He bought the product legally with conversation and contract. What's so bad about that? And this is the thing with people in false allegations and trying to expose culture. They don't even think about the consequences and repercussions of some of their actions. We didn't follow up on her then, but she's come out recently now and said that the whole situation, she probably would have went about it differently. And I can guess why is because not only was it regrettable and nothing to really talk about, but it probably damaged her own brand and her own image and her business of selling her.
Okay, so let me tell you. Let me just keep it all the way coming. So when me and Kai Cenat got into that situation, he gave me an ultimatum. He said, either I can put you on or I can give you this money. I'm not saying I regret it. Would I have not taken the money maybe the second time around, actually looking back how things turned out? Maybe, possibly. Not saying I regret what happened, but possibly because maybe I could have made my name bigger than just taking the money. But then it still was in the back of my mind, like, do I really trust this motherfucker? Does it really do what he say and do, be who he is? So I would say I wouldn't regret it, but maybe I would have changed the series of events.
Now, ultimately, you lost some clientele and you are known as the OF snitch. When people do stuff like this, I'm talking about false allegations, I don't know if they realize in the moment it's a selfish act and it's potentially career ruining for the person that they're talking about. And in some situations, some people's careers need to be ruined, but oftentimes I find these to be acts of emotion. So I don't know why they're thinking so short-sighted for something that could be super detrimental. I don't think he's going to discuss I'm thinking about like the...
Who's this white lady?
Defamation. Defamation is when someone makes a false statement about you to a third party and it harms.
But I think as the story progressed and Kai Cenat...
Why does he make this about Kai now?
Friend out.
Should I explain it? Because it's like, bro, Kai could have helped find this. Kai could have used his resources to find this. He left her on red for 4 days. She had to find this herself. You don't think that's... When Kai knows this, when he out in the UK, talking about he got other to worry about. What the hell you got to worry about?
But I think as the story progressed and Kai Cenat himself came out more and more and spoke, people realized that this is not somebody who was involved in the situation.
Alright, he getting into other stuff at this point now, making this about Kai. I came here for the Duke Dynasty, and it appears that, these were false allegations and it already has been discussed and deaded, but people are bored, so they're bringing it back up and trying to ruin his reputation. It's very sad. And I've been watching AMP for years. I've been reacting to their videos for years at this point. I didn't even know about this. So the fact that you are deep on Twitter and looking on message boards and Instagram accounts and doing all this research to find old shit on him is so fucking sad. Y'all ain't got nothing better to do? Nothing? Very weird, but I'm glad the allegations are false because I was a little nervous, like, damn, A&P about to crumble because that would have been sad. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think, though. Let me know what other videos you want to watch, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye!